welcome back. It's Josie. So I'm back with another video. If you liked the last one and subscribed, I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you could relate to it in some capacity, then that's awesome. That means I reached you in some way, shape, or form without it getting weird. There's nothing I do better than get weird. So today, I'm going to talk about something that many people unfortunately went through. This is something that pains me to this day, having been 4 years since it occurred. The breakup. My Chemical Romance. So if you're a past emo kid, like I definitely was, really, you pretty much listen to MCR. Now, there's one thing that's listening to MCR. It's another thing when you live MCR. I lived MCR. I love music. I love bands. I still listen to the same bands I was listening to since 2004, 3 and 4. I still listen to Green Day, obviously, Paramore, Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco. I still listen to all these bands. I still occasionally listen to First to Last, Escape the Fate. There's a lot going on. But MCR was the band that for some reason just kind of clicked. And that's the beauty of music for me. I don't understand people who don't really feel anything with music, like at all. Like that's weird to me because music is such a big part of my life. I form emotional attachments, maybe a little too much, but MCR was definitely that band for me. So it's like over 10 years that I've been listening to them. I like watched every interview, live performance, not in person. Talk about that later. Everything that they did, followed them on Twitter when Twitter was barely a thing. Those were the glory days of Twitter, when Twitter was a thing but nobody knew it was a thing. So I was on there, I want to say 2008 or 2009, so nobody was using Twitter. That's how I got to talk with them a lot, because no one was on there. Then obviously Twitter boomed out of nowhere. Now it's very hard to even see your own tweets. My whole room was decked out. There's this one wall, it was just dedicated to MCR. So many posters, I just loved them very, very much. I still do. And there was this thing called the MCR chat on Twitter that my good friend Cassie started, and it was amazing. You got to chat with all these people who love the band just as much as you did. You got to relate. I was always a really introverted teenager. I didn't really go out. I just kind of stayed to myself. I liked being in my room, and I liked just being on the computer because I related to people on there, and that was a huge thing. It was a phenomenon for teenagers to do that, and I'm making myself sound old, but it's crazy how technology has developed when I was a teenager to now. I feel old, but it was like a phenomenon for kids and be like, nah, I just don't want to hang out with you. I also started developing my anxiety during that time, so the more inside the better for me. I didn't really like high school. I just really liked listening to music in my room and just being in there because it was my safe zone. I put it on my iPod, because iPods were still a thing, and have my own little MCR concerts. It's not embarrassing. I think every kid does that at some point. Even as an adult, you have your own concerts. Now it's just a lot of the same bands that I did concerts to when I was a teenager. That's how I communicated to people. Well, the fandom was really awesome. I was a lot more invested in fandoms when I was a teenager than I am now. But that fandom, the MCR fandom, is something really special. I can't put it into words just how awesome it was and just how awesome they are. They were really engaging to their fans. They reminded you how grateful they were every single day. It was awesome. They were very special. The fact that they still resonate with people after having broken up 4 years ago, that's crazy. That's crazy. The same thing happened with System of a Down when they took their hiatus for 20 bajillion years. People still made them one of the #1 metal bands out there because their music spoke to people. I'm just saying. MCR still resonates with people to this day. They left this legacy that's just incredible. Their music is kind of timeless at this point, in my humble opinion. Not everyone will agree. A lot of people have told me, what the fuck are you doing? It's just a band. Leave it alone. Just because it's not special to you doesn't mean it's not special to somebody else. Anyways, so I kind of encapsulated what MCR was to me. There's a lot more. So they were a huge part of my life. And then came Around 2012, 2013, I had a feeling that something was going on. And I could be totally off. I'm completely talking about my opinion, my observation. I am not speaking on behalf of anyone, just myself. I kind of suspected that something was going on just because of how quiet they were. Granted, during 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge and the Black Parade, there was a lot of quiet times there. We knew that they were going into the recording studio, recording the album. And we also knew the same thing between Black Parade and Danger Days. But from Danger Days to 2013, things got real quiet, and it was kind of scary to me because they had never been that quiet about it. And I'm thinking maybe they're taking the really long, well-deserved break because these guys never stopped. When they released I Brought You My Bullets, You Brought Me Your Love to Danger Days, they really never stopped. I think between Revenge and Black Parade, they took like a couple months off before going back into the studio after tour, or like a year at most. Then with the Black Parade, they like toured and did press until they burnt out. Like, it was crazy during that time just how much media they were getting. And then they went quiet. They were just kind of living their lives, which we all really wanted them to do because they deserved it. And then, you know, they released Danger Days, but then it was like radio silence. It was scary. And then they released a record that they had produced and recorded and everything before they scrapped it, before they released Danger Days. And it was called Conventional Weapons. For me, which was an amazing record. Joy Division is probably one of my favorite MCR songs. They released it kind of just like, here it is. Nothing that would indicate that this is the new stuff that we were getting, and so prepare yourself for it because a lot's coming. It was not like that. Why is that a thing? It's weird. And then, I want to say a year after that was released, the inevitable news came that they were breaking up. It hurt. I was on Twitter the night that it happened. The hashtag MCR became a trending topic from 0 to 100 real quick. And I went onto their site and I saw that, and so I'm gonna explain to you what I felt, my emotions, because everybody had a different experience. Again, I do not want to speak for everybody. I am 100% speaking on behalf of myself. Everybody had a different opinion. Everybody had a different experience, and that's totally okay. I went in and I saw these 4 sentences kind of just told us that they were breaking up, and that was it, and that they thanked us for the 12 years or they had been a band and for us being there. And that was kind of it. That is what hurt the most for me. Forget the fact that they had broken up. That like destroyed me. But the 4 sentences that just were there, and that is what hurt me the most. As a fan, when your band goes through something, you don't have to get their details of what happened, but like a little bit of insight. I knew that that wasn't a possibility. Honestly, I didn't know what to expect after that. It was just kind of that abrupt. Like, you weren't expecting it. And then I was in mourning for like ever. I was crying. I was just so upset because it was the one thing that just felt familiar to me, and I didn't want it to go away. And then later on, they all came out with their statements as to what happened. It was nice to have that. I would have liked to have that the moment the statement was released, but you can't get everything, you know. And then there was something that I got reminded was like many years ago, Gerard had said something, you know, we're only doing this because we have a message. Once the message is said and it's spread, then we're gonna do our own things, because MCR was a temporary thing. They've never ever said that they want to do this forever. They wanted to do music forever, but that never implied that MCR was gonna continue for forever. And that makes sense now. After many years of just digesting this, I understand it. You know, you have a message and it's out there and people got it and people understood it and it resonated with people, then why beat a dead horse? You know, you can't just keep repeating yourself over and over and over again, because then it's just redundant. And then they all went to pursue their own things, which I obviously still support. But there's still a part of me that will listen to an MCR song and it's hard. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can listen to their entire discography. Other times I can't. It hurts a lot and I miss them. It's part of being a passionate fan. It comes with it, you know. When you're a fan, you're in it. You know, you're in it for the long haul. You're in it for the emotions. You're in it for everything. You're in it. You're signing up for that. And you're signing up for the possibility that it's not going to last forever. Because nothing lasts forever, right? Sometimes it ends sooner than you would want it to, but things happen and you kind of just gotta move on. Granted, did I take this to my therapist? And that's nothing to be embarrassed by. When something you love and feel a connection to emotionally and it's gone, you feel it. It hurts and you need to talk about it sometimes, and that's okay. I've been told so many times, like, that's stupid. Why are you letting it affect you so much? And it's more of just like an F you. Like, it doesn't hurt you that I'm affected by this, so move on with your life. Let me move on with mine in the pace that I feel comfortable with. But anyways, this was just me talking about MCR, how I dealt with it, sort of, and just the pains of being a fan, okay? It happens. I'll always love them. I'm probably gonna be buried with their CDs, probably. Yeah, 100%. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, you know, because we'll carry on. Was that a bad joke? I don't care. Thank you very much for listening to me rant on and on and on about MCR. If you can relate, let me know in the comments below. Hey, subscribe for more genuine content like this. Bye!